Children, it is a continuation of the chapter electricity. Now let us come to the circuit diagram. What is circuit diagram? Circuit diagram is a schematic diagram of the electric circuit in which the components of the electric circuit are represented by the symbols. In circuit, we are using many components and all these components are denoted by their own symbols. For example, you see one circuit diagram. It is a circuit diagram of the simple circuit. Here there are 4 components: bulb, emitter, cell and plug key. And here bulb is having its own symbol, emitter is having its own symbol, and cell is also having its own symbol, and plug key is also having its own symbol. See the symbol of the bulb, that is the symbol of the bulb, and symbol of the emitter, symbol of the plug key, symbol of the cell here. In this way, there are many components we are using in the circuit and each component is having its own symbol. Now let us discuss about the conventional symbols used to represent some of the most commonly used electrical components. So let us discuss about the symbols of the most commonly used electrical components. Symbols of commonly used components in the electric circuit. The first one is an electric cell. You know the symbol of electric cell in the electric circuit, that is in the simple circuit diagram, that is like this way. Here one end is positive end and the other one is negative end. So this is the symbol of the electric cell, that is a single cell. And the next, the symbol of a battery or a combination of cells, means there are more than one cells. While representing more than one cells or a battery, you can show the symbol like this way. Here there are 3 cells and 3 cells are combined here, and one is the positive terminal and the other one is the negative terminal. This is the combination of cells or a battery. The battery or combination of cells. Next, third one, plug key or switch which is open. Plug key or switch which is open. This is like this way. This is open. It is a plug key or switch which is open. And next one is plug key or switch which is closed. Here the symbol is like this way. Here to open the circuit, you know that the tap key will be open and the symbol is like this way. If the circuit is closed, you can show the symbol for the plug key like this way. That is closed plug key. Next, a wire joint. Here in the case of there is a joint of wire, you can show the symbol like this way. This is symbol for the wire joint. Next, no joint, but if the wire is crossing without joining, the symbol is for that is like this way. This is the symbol for the wire crossing without joining. Next, electric bulb. The symbol of the electric bulb is like this way. Or you can show like this way also you can show. Next, register of resistance, register of resistance, register of resistance, that is the symbol is like this way. This is for the symbol for the register of resistance. Next, variable resistance or rheostat. Variable resistance or rheostat, that is like this way. You are using the symbol of resistance only. And you are putting the arrow mark here. Putting the arrow mark. Or you can also show the symbol like this way. This or this. Variable resistance or rheostat. The symbol of variable resistance or rheostat is like this way. Next, ammeter, you already know this. Its symbol is one side plus and the other side is minus here. This is the symbol for the ammeter and the symbol for voltmeter. Here only the difference is you are writing V. This is the symbol for the voltmeter, plus here, minus here. These are the important components we are using in the electric circuit and their symbols are like this way. That is, the symbol for the electric cell is this one, and battery or combination of cells is represented by this symbol, and the symbol for the plug key or switch is this one, and that is open, and plug key or switch when it is closed, that symbol is like this way. And joint, wire joint, the symbol is this one. Wire crossing without joining, this one, and the symbol of the electric bulb is this one. And register of resistance R, that is the symbol is like this way, and variable resistance or rheostat symbol is this or this. The next ammeter symbol is A and plus minus, and the voltmeter symbol is V plus minus. Now let us verify, is there a relation between the potential difference across a conductor and the current through it. So let us find the relation between the potential difference V across a conductor and the current I flowing through it. So the relation between V and I can be verified here. To find the relation between V and I, you do one activity. Set up the circuit as in the figure, consisting of nichrome wire. What is nichrome wire? Nichrome is a alloy of nickel, chromium, manganese and iron. Here it is not a single metal, it is a mixture of the metals nickel, chromium, manganese and iron, and you take a nichrome wire of length approximately equals to 0.5 centimeter, and also you take an ammeter, an voltmeter and 4 cells of 1.5 volts, 4 cells of 1.5 source. Now first use only one cell as the source of electric current in the circuit like this way. See the circuit diagram here. Here it is a cell that is of 1.5 volts. Only one cell you connect here, and it is a XY, which is nothing but nichrome wire. That is nichrome wire, and this is connected with the voltmeter. The ends of the nichrome wire is connected with the voltmeter, and also the same ends, one of the end is connected to the positive end of the ammeter here, positive end of the ammeter, and the other end X is connected to the positive end of the cell here, positive end of the cell. Next, the negative end of the cell is connected to the plug key, and after that it is connected to the negative end of the ammeter. In this way, simple circuit diagram is set up here. Now, here close the tap key, you know that, then it becomes a closed circuit. Note the reading in the ammeter I for the current and reading for the voltmeter V for the potential difference across the nichrome wire XY in the circuit, and record the readings given by ammeter and voltmeter. So, the reading may be equals to 0.5 amps, and note down the readings given here, and V that you know, it shows 1.5 V. Next, you connect two cells in the circuit and note the respective readings of the ammeter and voltmeter for the values of current through the nichrome wire and potential difference across the nichrome wire. Note down the readings. It may be near about 1 amps. Near about 1 amps. Next, you connect 3 cells. Connect 3 cells and also note down the readings given by the ammeter and voltmeter, and it may be approximately, know that, 1.5 amps here. And also repeat the same step by connecting 4 cells. Again you record the reading given by the ammeter and voltmeter. That is, it may be 2 amps here. And in all the cases, here you note down the reading. After getting the reading, plot a graph between V and I. Plot a graph between V and I, that is taking current on the x-axis and potential difference on the y-axis. And in this activity, you will find that approximately the same value for V by I is obtained in each case. See here, in the first case, V by I is equals to, that is 1.5 by 0.5. So it is 15 by 5, but becomes 3. You got here 3. And in the second case, V is equals to 3 volt, I is equals to 1 amps. So it is 3 by 1 you will get, that is also 3. And in the third case, with the 3 cells, here it is V is 4.5 by 1.5, that is 45 by 15, that is again you will get 3. And by connecting 4 cells, that is 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, it becomes 6 volts. So here 6 by 2, again it is 3. Here by connecting one cell, the volts is here 1.5, current is 0.5, and V by I is equals to 3 you got. And by connecting two cells, V is equals to 3 volts, I is equals to 1 amps. So the ratio is here 3 by 1, that is 3. And by connecting 3 cells, V is equals to 4.V, I is equals to 1.5, and you got 4.5 by 1.5, that is equals to 3. And by connecting 4 cells, the volts is here 6 volts, and I is equals to 2 amps. and again you got 6 by 2 is equals to 3. In all the cases, you find that approximately the same value for V by I. And the nature of the graph is also straight line. VI graph for a nichrome wire is a straight line, and this shows that current through a wire increases the potential difference across the wire increases linearly. Here, as the potential difference V increases, current flowing through the conductor also increases linearly. That is, thus the VI graph is straight line that passes through the origin of the graph. In 1827, a German physicist, Georg Simon Ohm, found out the relationship between the current I flowing in a metallic wire and the potential difference across its terminals. That is known as Ohm's law. As it is stated by the scientist Ohm, the law is named as Ohm's law. So, what is the statement of the Ohm's law? The statement of the Ohm's law is the potential difference V across the ends of a given metallic wire in an electric circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing through it, provided its temperature remains the same. So, what is the statement of the Ohm's law? The potential difference V across the ends of a given metallic wire in an electric circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing through it, provided its temperature remains the same. Symbolically, you can write V is proportional to I. V is proportional to I means here you have to take the proportionality constant. So, let us take the constant V by I is equals to constant, that is V by I is equals to R. Here R is the constant we have taken. V by I is equals to R or V is equals to IR. And this R is nothing but the resistance of the metallic wire at a given temperature. The constant is taken as resistance, that is the resistance of the metallic wire at a given temperature. The constant R is taken as resistance. Then what is resistance? Resistance is the property of a conductor to resist the flow of charges through it. You know that through the conductor charge flows, and if there is an obstruction to the flow of charges through it, then you can say that the conductor offers a resistance. If a conductor obstructs the flow of current through it or obstruct the flow of charges through it, then you can say that there is a resistance by the conductor. So, here it will not allow the flow of charges through it easily, and the conductor which allows the current to pass through it easily, then you can say that the resistance is low. If the conductor offers more obstruction to the flow of current through it, then you can say that the conductor offers more resistance. So, resistance is the property of a conductor to resist the flow of charge through it. That is, R is equals to V by I. R is equals to V by I. You know that as the resistance increases, the flow of charge through it decreases. A component of a given size that offers a low resistance is a good conductor. A conductor offers more resistance is a bad conductor or poor conductor. Therefore, the resistivity is one of the property of the conductor. Resistivity is one of the property of the conductor. R is equals to V by I. So, what is the SI unit of resistance? SI unit of resistance is ohm, and it is represented by the Greek letter ohm. The symbol of ohm is, that is the Greek letter ohm. So, next, what is the definition of 1 ohm? If the potential difference across two ends of a conductor is 1 volt and the current flowing through it is 1 ampere, then the resistance R of the conductor is 1 ohm. That is 1 ohm is equals to 1 volt by 1 A. That is the potential difference across the conductor is 1 volt and the current flowing through it is 1 ampere. Then that resistance of the conductor is here 1 ohm. For 1 volt and 1 ampere, the resistance becomes 1 ohm. So, if the potential difference across two ends of a conductor is 1 volt and the current flowing through it is 1 ampere, then the resistance is equals to 1 ohm. So, 1 ohm is equals to 1 volt by 1 ampere. 1 volt by 1 ampere. As you know that V is equals to IR, that implies I is equals to V by R. And this shows that the current flowing through the conductor is inversely proportional to its resistance. The current flowing through the conductor is inversely proportional to its resistance. Inversely means as the resistance increases, amount of current flowing through it decreases. Here, as the resistance increases, the current flowing through the conductor goes on decreases, and I is equals to VI shows that current is directly proportional to the voltage, that is volts, that is the potential difference, and inversely proportional to the resistance of the conductor. If the resistance of the conductor increases, the current flowing through the conductor goes on decreases. That is, if the resistance is doubled, the current becomes half here. That is, current gets halved. Next, let us discuss about the variable resistance. A component used to regulate current without changing the voltage is called variable resistance. Here, to regulate the current without changing the voltage, here resistor must be variable. That is, a component used to regulate current without changing the voltage is called the variable resistance. Here resistance varies, but the current remains constant. To have the constant current, the variables must be in the resistance. And you can use the device rheostat for the variable resistance. That is, rheostat is a device used to change the resistance in the circuit. To get the variable resistance, you are using rheostat in the circuit. By using the rheostat in the circuit, we can change the resistance in the circuit. See the device, that is rheostat, which you are using to regulate the current without changing the voltage source. And you know that here, to increase the amount of current in the circuit, you must decrease the resistance in the circuit, or if you want to decrease the current in the circuit, you must increase the resistance in the circuit, that is by using the rheostat. To increase and decrease the resistance in the circuit, you can use the rheostat. Here you can do the adjustment with the help of this part. Here, by moving this part on the rod, you can adjust the resistance in the circuit.